Carruth was a wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers when he was convicted for plotting the murder of his pregnant girlfriend, Shericka Adams. Now, 17 years later, Rae Carruth is scheduled to be released from prison, and what he'll be fighting for when he comes out has many DailyMail.com readers up in arms.
Former NFL wide receiver Rae Carruth has spent the last 17 years behind bars for his role in the 1999 murder of his pregnant girlfriend, Shericka Adams. The former Carolina Panther was found guilty of hiring Van Brett Watkins and Michael Kennedy to kill Shericka, who was 29 weeks pregnant with Carruth's child. Kennedy pulled up alongside Shericka's BMW, and Watkins shot her 4 times. Shericka died a few weeks later. After her death, FBI agents found Carruth hiding in the trunk of a car in a hotel parking lot in Tennessee.
Police took the one-time football star to jail last night. They took him to federal court today.
At the trial, prosecutors claimed Carruth arranged the murder because he didn't want to pay child support. Miraculously, the hail of bullets missed Shericka and Carruth's unborn baby. Chancellor Lee Adams, now 18 years old, suffered brain damage from cerebral palsy as a result of his mother's fatal injuries. His maternal grandmother, Sandra Adams, has been raising him since his mother's brutal slaying. Now, with an upcoming October release date drawing near, Carruth is breaking his silence. In a 15-page letter sent to WBTV, Carruth apologizes to Shericka's mother, Sandra, for his role in her daughter's shooting death and, shockingly, hopes to gain custody of his son.
And joining us now is CrimeOnline.com's Nancy Grace. Nancy, Shericka's mother, Sandra, has made it very clear to the press that she will not give Carruth custody. What parental rights, if any, would Carruth be entitled to when he's released?
Well, I don't blame her, Jesse. And Jesse, just because you do jail time does not mean you lose your parental rights with your children. But in this case, it's a whole different can of worms. Not only did he not take care of his child, he tried to kill his child, according to a jury. No parental rights, Jesse.
Okay, Nancy, let's go back to 1999 and listen to that dramatic 911 call Shericka made herself following the attack.
911, you got been shot. You've been shot? Where are you at, man? I'm 8 months pregnant.
How'd this happen?
I was following up in the Rae Carruth looking for my boyfriend.
Where's he
He was
at?
in the car in front of me and he slowed down and put my foot on the side and distance.
And then where'd he go?
He threw a rap, I think he did. I don't know what to think of.
Nancy, she had just been shot 4 times before that phone call to 911. As a former prosecutor, how important was that 911 call at the trial?
Jesse, whenever I could play a 911 call to a jury, I would. I would find a way within the rules of evidence to bring it in, because you take the jury back to the moment when the incident occurred. And I want to remind you one thing that I remember about the trial when I covered it live. Jesse, not only was there the 911 call, but Shericka Adams lingered in the hospital before she died. She was very heavily sedated, and she actually wrote a note to the nurse that explained what happened. And when the nurse said, "Who did this to you?" she wrote R-A-E, Rae Carruth.
And Nancy, Carruth's motive, simply mind-boggling. Reportedly, he killed Shericka so he wouldn't have to pay child support. What do you make of that motive?
You know what? I remember it like it was yesterday. He was afraid of hoochie mamas that would follow professional athletes around, try to have children by them to get the child support. That was his big fear. So according to testimony, he arranged to stop his car in front of Shericka Adams after a movie. She stopped, and then another car came up behind her and unloaded into her body. She was 8 months pregnant. Her child, Chancellor, was born with cerebral palsy because of that gunfire.
Yeah, it's such a sad story. And of course, Daily Mail will continue to follow this story. As always, Nancy, thank you so much for joining us.